Okay. So thanks for doing this. So I wanted to chat. Stop. I wanted to chat because this whole Corona thing has been really hard for me lately, and just becoming really overwhelming. I realized yesterday I feel like almost incarcerated in the house. Although I did go out yesterday and that didn't help at all. But just overall feeling of being trapped and not having. I can't go get a massage. I can't go shopping. I can't travel. I can't hang with my friends. And all I see is bad news everywhere. So it's just been extremely hard. And I feel like an asshole because if I start crying, that's unjustified because my family and friends are healthy and alive. So that's a big one. And then my business is doing good still, despite taking some hits. So I feel like I don't know. And
you can cry if you want. Everyone's allowed to cry for 5 minutes and then you got to get over it.
Yeah, just tell me. And you've been holding up pretty well. I mean, you've been like feeding me and getting food, taking care of the kids, and running your own company. And so share your secrets.
I don't have any secrets other than I just finished eating nachos, so sorry. Good thing you're my wife, or maybe
yeah,
maybe it's not good.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't have the answers to anything. That's the truth.
Yes.
But there are some things that work for me, and I can talk about those.
Yes, go ahead.
And so let's start. Framing is really important. So for me, if I'm standing in line at Costco for 3 hours to get food for my family who need to eat, I'm prepared to do that. I'm ready to stand in line. If I'm standing in line at a movie theater for 3 hours waiting to watch Dumb and Dumber, I don't want to stand in that line, right? And really, I'm standing in a line for 3 hours, but in case A, I have one belief. In case B, I have another belief, right? So I use these kind of mind tricks to help motivate me to do what I got to do, even when I don't want to do it. So when it comes to imprisonment, when it comes to shutdown, when it comes to isolation, I'm kind of careful. I look at it more like paid leave.
Okay.
Long needed holiday.
It's a very well paid leave, but
I mean, it's going to be the same thing at the end of the day, whether I'm 2 weeks staying at home because I'm not allowed to go out.
You're growing mustache, and you're growing a beard in protest.
I'm going to be Santa by the time the summer comes around.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's the first thing is how do I kind of look at it all? And then this is a lifestyle business show, right?
It's not a show. It's just my YouTube channel. Yes.
Little Bobcat.
Yeah.
YT. Yeah. If we look at the business world, for me, which works well is I always said I want to have one conservative engine of business, and then I have one kind of really fun engine of business. It could be within the same company or a different company, and then one engine or one company that is kind of risky. So if I use that template, because companies are a living, breathing thing, just like we are. If I use that template for my day-to-day life, then I need to do that bread and butter thing, that conservative thing. And that means, structure. That means lots of sleep. That means eating healthy. That means getting outside, sunshine. It means connecting with family and friends. Even family and friends I haven't spoken to, I've taken advantage of this time to reach out to childhood friends, which is kind of nice. It's always nice. Yeah. So just like in that business realm, we want to have kind of a bread and butter revenue generator, good conservative return on investment. We know it's always going to be there. In my life, I need that same kind of thing that I can bank on. I know if I just do 10, 20, 30 pull-ups a day for the rest of my life, there's a big, dividend from that. All right.
I can't do one.
Starts with half.
Yeah.
So that's the bread and butter thing. And then the second is, as I mentioned, something that's fun. And fun in the business world, can be all kinds of things. could be a fun project. You enjoy doing the fun. It could be a fun business. So that template then applied to my life is then, all right, well, what are the fun things we're doing? We're watching comedy every evening,
comedy,
right? Yeah, we did watch Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah.
Didn't have to wait in line for that.
Yeah.
Stand-up comics, just the kinds of things that I want to do. I should make time for those things here in my home, from reading to whatever.
Yeah.
And then the last category, the risky business. How does that apply then to day-to-day life? Well, I should really take advantage of this unpaid leave, vacation, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 1 year, whatever, and maybe do something that I've never done before. And so something risky doesn't mean necessarily something dangerous, but it could be, hey, I know your parents would be really happy if I spoke Russian. Wouldn't it be wild if, I learned some Russian during this downtime? I mean, they would be amazed,
would
right?
Be, yeah.
Or let's say I'm not really into all that woo-woo stuff, right? But why don't I, spend more time doing yoga, for example, right? So I can use this time to do kind of out-of-the-box things that
I like that.
I wouldn't ordinarily do because I have all these excuses. I'm just too busy. I'm not going to get to it, right?
Yeah.
And that's really, I think, the bottom line is we're not too busy right now, right? So we have the time to do what's important, not necessarily what's urgent, and that is pretty cool.
Okay. That works. Well, thank you so much. If you
That's
like
it?
more,
I was just getting into it.
we're gonna do one. Look, we're
Ask me a
almost
tough
at,
question.
That's like I'm going to. We're at 7-minute mark. So good. So
Wait,
I'm gonna
I
do
wanted to
another.
say.
So we're gonna do one more video right now.
Oh,
on a
right
different
now?
Topic. Yeah.
But I just want to say one thing. If at all, we need something to look forward to, right?
Yeah.
That's like the cherry on top of all these things.
Yes.
And for me, I've got a sailing trip planned at the end of May.
Which is probably not gonna happen.
It's probably not going to happen. But,
But
for all these survival stories you hear where people have, they're in the middle of nowhere, they're about to be eaten by wolves or whatever, and they have no food. The one common denominator is always they have hope.
Yeah.
And so we need that hope.
Until your wife takes it away.
Yeah, and I have another one planned as well as a backup.
Yeah.
But I just want to say, if anything, out of all this stuff, one thing we can clearly count on and look forward to is all those babies being born fourth quarter of this year. There's going to be a lot of babies.
I love babies. Okay. All right. Bye, guys. Subscribe to my channel for more crazy stuff.